In this video, I'm going to tell you the story of the two sisters who link Weezer and Jimmy Eat World together. These sisters were Mykel and Carli Allan. Mykel and Carli befriended Weezer in the very early days. They were big fans of the 90s alternative scene in LA. They saw Weezer, really liked them, and then decided to help them out. So when Weezer released their 1994 debut album, otherwise known as the Blue Album, Weezer actually put a mailing address on it so that fans could essentially contact the band or the record label to request information like lyrics and also the mailing list address. Now obviously Weezer kind of exploded in popularity then, and so the band themselves couldn't actually handle that. So what happened is Mykel and Carli then started to administrate this part. This then led to the creation of the Weezer fan club. As they were the creators of the fan club, they were assigned membership numbers 0001 and 0002. Fan club get-togethers would be arranged by Mykel and Carli, and they would act as almost a go-between for the band and also the fan club members. Weezer was so close to Mykel and Carli that Rivers Cuomo actually wrote a song for them called Mykel and Carli. This was released on the Sweater Song single as a B-side, and you can hear this on Spotify. Now we're going to look at a few lyrics that is going to link to something that happened in 1997. So we've got the lyrics here of "Back in Wilson High, said I had these two best friends, till the school bus came and took my friends away. Now I'm left alone at home to sit and think all day." I heavily recommend that you listen to this song. The guitar is really cool in it, and it's got that trademark clean to distortion power chord sound that Weezer is well known for. So fast forward to July 1997, and unfortunately tragedy struck. Weezer were on their Pinkerton tour promoting that album, and Mykel and Carli were trying to get to as many shows as possible. On one particular date they were expected to show, but they didn't. Now this caused instant worry in the Weezer camp because this was very unlike Mykel and Carli. Their worst fears were unfortunately confirmed a few days later when they were told that Mykel, Carli and Trista, their other sister, tragically died in a car accident.
And we've been worried about them because they hadn't shown up to our show in Salt Lake. I knew something terrible had happened. And then our manager called Mykel and Carli's mother back to find out what actually had happened, and then he looked at us and said, "They're dead."
Now this is such an odd and scary relation to that song that was written in 1994 by Rivers Cuomo about the school bus coming and taking their friends away, and that essentially happening in real life a couple of years later. So Weezer organised a tribute and benefit concert for the parents of Mykel, Carli and Trista in Hollywood in August 1997.
Both Weezer and That Dog staged a benefit, proceeds of which will go to the Allan family. And in honoring Mykel and Carli, the show also paid tribute to the joy of being a fan and to the respect and mutual appreciation that can still join together audiences and artists.
Now this is quite a notable concert in the Weezer history because this was the last time that Matt Sharp, the original bassist, performed live with Weezer. There is a video of this show on YouTube, and it does show the band pretty much at a breaking point. Matt Sharp is screaming randomly in songs. They're not particularly playing the songs particularly tight, and that's somewhat understandable with obviously what the occasion was, but it was clear the Mykel and Carli situation, the Matt Sharp situation, the Pinkerton, that it didn't quite meet the expectations of the first album, all kind of got together in this tribute and benefit concert. And this was actually the last concert that Weezer played in 1997 before they took a 3-year hiatus until the year 2000, and it also led to Matt Sharp leaving the band. So in the encore of this concert, Rivers Cuomo performed Mykel and Carli on his own. It's probably in the most emotional state that you will see Rivers Cuomo at, so much to the point where he's struggling to sing the words because it's such a sad occasion, and also maybe the actual lyrics and how they related.
Back in Wilson High, I had two best friends. They lived down the block where Eagle Court.
And this song being performed live has become quite a rarity. It was only being performed twice in 2012 and 2014. So it was first performed by Rivers Cuomo in 1997 and not actually played live again until 2012 on the Weezer cruise, and also on 2014 on the Weezer cruise. Mykel and Carli's legacy lives on to the present day with the Weezer fan club. Now, it did actually stop for a large period of time because it became too difficult to administer without Mykel and Carli. But with the release of Everything Will Be Alright in the end, the fan club was restarted and carries on to this present day. Mykel and Carli is also available to listen to on Spotify, and on the Pinkerton artwork there is an island that has Mykel and Carli on it. So in 2001, Jimmy Eat World released their multi-platinum album Bleed American. The 6th song of this album was called Hear You Me. So we're going to go back to the song Mykel and Carli by Weezer and look at a different part of the lyrics, and it's essentially the chorus that goes, hear you me, Mykel, hear you me, Carli. Now there's a clear link here because it was in the lyrics of the Weezer song, and it's also the name of the Jimmy Eat World song. So in my research for this video, it seemed like this was a phrase that Mykel and Carli used quite a lot. I also saw there may be suggestions that they had used it on their mailing list sends out, but generally it's accepted that it was just a common phrase that they used. Jimmy Eat World were asked on Twitter what this song means, and they replied with this. It was written for our friends Mykel and Carli, who died suddenly in a car accident. We met them in Portland when they came to our show, and they were maybe the only people who came to the show. They gave us a place to stay. And this links quite well to the lyrics of the song in Hear You Me, which goes, there's no one in town I know, you gave us some place to go, I never said thank you for that, I thought I might get one more chance. May angels lead you in, hear you me my friends. On sleepless roads the sleepless go, may angels lead you in. Now I find this quite an emotional song. I know a lot of other people do too, but it's well worth listening to. It's a beautifully constructed and written song. Now on the research of this video, I wasn't originally planning to add this, but I actually found a picture of Mykel and Carli randomly with some members of Goldfinger, the Bloodhound gang, and there's also a very young Chris Shiflett, who is actually the current guitarist of the Foo Fighters back in the 90s. So again, this is just another picture or another example of how much Mykel and Carli meant to that 90s alternative scene in LA and those bands Weezer, Jimmy Eat World. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd like to put out a thanks to Weezerpedia. Weezerpedia is basically a one-stop shop for any information regarding Weezer and their history, songs, albums, etc. Heavily recommend that you check them out, but a lot of the information in this video was from Weezerpedia. If you did enjoy this video, click the like button, click the subscribe and the bell. That way you'll be notified each week when I upload a guitar lesson.